Welcome everyone to my complete guide on profile views, what they measure, what they are, and how you can get more of them. Let's get right into it. So a question I've seen floating around recently on Discords and on things like, the wiki is, how does Wildflower have, so many profile views? Or why do I only have 200 profile views? Or what are profile views? Well, I will try to be answering all those questions in this video. Things like how people actually get profile views. What is the best way to get profile views? What profile views actually show, etc., etc. Profile views are a topic that I have not talked about. I have not seen other people talking about them. I have not, found any guides on profile views on YouTube or anything. So I'm just going to be trying to cover some, basic stuff and kind of show you guys, how profile views work and a couple of the good strategies to get profile views. Let's get right into it. So obviously, people have a lot of profile views on the site. There are racers whose profiles have been viewed over millions of times, and Wildflower is currently the most viewed profile on the site with 1.4 million. Well, how do you get profile views? It's a very simple process. Whenever a logged in person looks at your profile, or racer slash Moylin, whenever they go to a racer link, that specific person will get a profile view. This will happen pretty, infrequently for someone that is not well known. If you're applying to a team and your captain or your officer checks out your profile, they will give you a profile view. Or if you race with someone and they want to add you as a friend, they might go to your profile and you got a profile view. Seems pretty simple enough, and it makes sense that a bunch of random people across the world, have around 200-ish. This person has 313 profile views. Exactly. I just went to a random person and they have around a couple hundred profile views. So how do people like Wildflower get so many profile views? The answer is actually the answer to this entire question. How do you get profile views? The leaderboard. It starts and ends with the leaderboard. So the leaderboards on Nitro are probably one of the most looked at pages for specific racers, right? You see 100 people on the season leaderboard, 100 people on the 24-hour leaderboard, and often those people overlaps. Hysteria is here, but he's also here. So it's probably going to be 150 different people on the leaderboards. And these 150 people, especially those at the top, get looked at a lot. You just go to someone's profile because they're at the top of the leaderboard and they get profile views. That is exactly how it works. However, there are a couple factors that go into how many profile views you will get if you're at the top of the leaderboard. Obviously, the biggest one is, where are you on the leaderboard? For instance, Kocho, who's on the top, will get more profile views than Crude Hybrid, who's in 101st. In fact, if we go to Crude Hybrid, this is some completely random grinder, they only have 118 profile views, even though they are on the leaderboard. So where you are on the leaderboard matters more than being on the leaderboard itself, because in instance, if we go to Kocho, who has been on the top of the leaderboard for months now, we can see that in less than a year, she has amassed over 200,000 profile views. So that's another thing that matters a lot, is how old is your account? Because someone whose account was made in 2015 and has been at the top of the leaderboard since 2015 will probably have more profile views than someone that's only been winning for, a season or two. That is the classic case of Wildflower. She's not at the top of the leaderboard. However, Wildflower's been grinding and she's been on the leaderboard and she's been winning the seasons ever since a while ago, right? Which means that she's going to get more profile views than someone that's just been on the leaderboard for a couple months now. However, you can see that the leaderboards are very strong, even though we're in the summer. And summer versus school year is another huge point with profile views. Because now that we've established that the best way to get profile views is through the leaderboards, because that's where everyone's looking for people, right? There is another factor that goes into it, and that is what time of year it is. Tendons has mentioned this beforehand when he says things like, oh, I didn't get many profile views because I grinded during the summer. This may sound kind of confusing to a lot of people. Why does it matter? Well, if we go to the classic example, more than 50%, in fact, almost 80% around there, of Nitro types players play during the school year, right? These are the types of people who play for a school class. They're probably in like 5th grade. Their teacher says play Nitro type, and that's what they do. That is most of Nitro type players. And during the summer, obviously, they are not playing because they're not in school. Big brain time. You will get more profile views than by being at the top of the leaderboard during the school year than in the summer. Because in the school year, more people are on the site, more people are looking at the leaderboards, and more people will view your profile. And when it's the summer, less people are on the site, less people will look at your profile, and you will get less profile views. This is another reason that people like Cocho don't really have like too many profile views, only 200,000, even though she's been winning multiple seasons in a row, because most of that was during the summer when not that many people were online. Now, consistent leaderboard spots will do a lot for you. However, there's another smaller, less commonly used way to get a lot of profile views. And that is simply being someone that is outstanding in the community. Someone that, not actually outstanding, but like someone that stands out from the rest of the player base, right? An example of this could be someone like Travis, who has 800,000 profile views, even though he has never been on a leaderboard. Because, of course, he is the founder of Nitro type. He's a head admin of Nitro type, which means that plenty of people are going to be viewing his profile. In fact, almost 900,000 of them. However, there is, a couple other routes into getting, large amounts of profile views without ever really being active. And, of course, you can look at the Hall of Fame as one of these big spots. One of the most looked at leaderboards, the Hall of Fame, only has 15 players on it, and someone like VL, who has been on the Hall of Fame, has 53,000 profile views, even though he hasn't been active for years, right? He has not been active for many years. He has not been on a leaderboard in a long time. However, he is on the Hall of Fame for speed, which gives him a lot of profile views, because, a lot of people look at that, they're like, oh my god, this guy can type 191 words per minute? Wow. And, profile views at the end of the day don't show much. All they show is either if you're a leaderboarder or if you're not a leaderboarder, that you've probably done something special. I have, 61K, and I've never been on a leaderboard. Just because, of my YouTube channel. People go to my profile, they check it out. Cool. Obviously, I will never get to, like millions of profile views like Wildflower, just because, the majority of the site is not looking at my profile. So it just goes to show, at the end of the day, if you want to get profile views, if you care about profile views, the best way to do it is to be at the top of the leaderboard. We can't all be at the top of the leaderboard, but there are other ways to get profile views. Do something special. Be well known in the community. Be fast. Get on the leaderboard. Come on, guys. You can do it. And for those of you who care about profile views, if you're not a grinder, you're not in the Hall of Fame, and you're not a big YouTuber, you probably aren't going to get too many. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye, everyone, and have, as always, a wonderful day.